Some students from the Belvedere School District are ready to head into the workforce thanks to a program designed to help them overcome their challenges. 23 News reporter Jake Pearson attends Thursday's graduation, where the participants accomplish a task many told them was impossible.
Project Search is a year-long program that provides job development and skill training to area high school students with cognitive challenges. It was founded in 1996, but has been in Rockford for 7 years. In the class of 6 students, several will soon begin internships and others will step up their search for employment. Families and friends applaud and cheer the Project Search class of 2023. They know that graduation is a major milestone for these students who face cognitive challenges and want to find a job.
It seems like yesterday, Shantae and I were at the meeting for Project Search.
Pete Ciartino proudly watched his daughter Shantae put on her graduation gown and stole. He's grateful for the time and effort that Ramp and Mercy Health put into each participant.
I see the greatness that was done on behalf of these kids.
Students in the program gain experience at 3 different work sites, which are arranged through Ramp. Each internship is designed to encourage the participants to live life to the fullest. Shantae already secured a job and has high hopes for her classmates.
They're really great friends. I've known Mila and Ty and Evelyn and all those guys. I'm happy knowing that they'll get probably a job.
Employment specialist Jessica Ingenito says some students will face bias when searching for a job, but she wants potential employers and the students to know they have the skills needed to succeed.
I feel like some people will undermine their abilities, but these are some of the hardest working interns I've ever met. They're very motivated, they want to work. People with disabilities are just as competent and just as helpful and creative as anybody else out in the world.
Through her work in the program, Shantae is working at Mercy Health in the Environmental Services Department.
In addition to Rockford Mercy Health, Ramp has 2 other Project Search sites located at the Embassy Suites downtown Rockford, as well as Northwestern Medicine Kishwaukee Hospital.